Brilliant, fantastic, brilliant. Okay, our judges are ready. And first up, we've got Team Scentury, right, from Singapore, and they've taken up the product challenge. Welcome, Team Scentury.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yewande. Can we just share screen? All right, so good day, everyone. It is our great pleasure to be here today amongst a global audience to share about our team's proposed improvement to the existing DVR1 washing machine. So my name is HonFREng, and with my teammate Wen Hao, we represent Team Scentury, and together we actually develop interest in product design with 3D computer-aided drawings, rapid prototyping with 3D printing, and manufacturing during our time at National University of Singapore. Now let us ponder on a question. It is a norm that people pedal bicycles with their feet, but have you ever wondered why our hands never used? So actually, we did some research, and the answer actually lies in the set of muscles. As we stand and walk every day, our legs support the weight of our body. So naturally, it has the most set of muscles in our body, and having more muscles means that it is more tolerant to prolonged actions, which is the basis of our washing machine product. So presently, the DVR1 washing machine is powered by a crankshaft operated by hand. Our improvement seeks to utilize leg muscles instead to rotate the washing barrel through the use of a bent pole. We have put in great considerations for our potential users, and hence this improvement encompasses the spirit of simplicity, time efficiency, and downwards compatibility with the existing DVR washing machines on the field. So how does our concept work? We think that this long handle design can be further improved, as powering this washing machine by hand for 20 minutes is too tiring for the user, especially when our target users are actually women from refugee camps. So you can either pair with a friend to take turns doing the total laundry, or lengthen your laundry intervals. Meaning to say that instead of washing your clothes every week, you can now afford to wash your clothes every 2 weeks for the same duration of 20 minutes. Spent on washing the clothes using the original DVR machine. So lastly, the use of stronger leg muscles means that you'll be less tired after doing laundry, so gives you a lot more time and energy to do things that you truly need to do. So for example, girls can be spending time on studying, or can be spend time on doing other household chores. So now let us explain the achievements that our product has made. So we have engineered our product with simplicity as one of our core focus. So as you can see on this slide, simplicity is thought through at each stage of implementation. The first stage will be sourcing. The image above is actually an actual representation of a world map of where bamboos can be easily found. So the 5 can be found in 5 continents situated near the equator. So bamboo can be accessible to all refugee camps. So second stage will be the manufacturability, which is simple as well, as users can refer to YouTube videos to understand how bamboo can bend under heat and still remain sturdy. So this will help them make their own poles. Third stage would be the transportation, which is also relatively simple, as bamboo can be bundled together and stays lightweight. So for better transportability, the DVR1 parts can also be redesigned to be able to fit within the barrel so that there are no loose parts. For the fourth stage, we are able to tightly pack the circular bamboos and the barrels into a shipping container to lower shipping costs by using the concept of tessellations. And lastly, to use and maintain is very intuitive to the users due to the simple design created by the washing machine project team. So our additional implementation is actually much simpler, just one bent pole, and our users can actually cut down their laundry durations by 75% as compared to traditional hand washing methods. I will now pass the time on to my teammate Wen Hao, who will talk more about this time saving and the compatibility with existing DVR washing machines on the field. Wen Hao, please.
Thank you, HonFREng. So how does our design save time? Well, there's 2 barrels, so we are thinking of having 2 people to collaborate and work together to do their laundries. The connected poles ensures that the motions of both barrels synchronize with each other, and therefore we are able to harvest the momentum of the clothes and water dropping from the highest points or in one barrel to power the other. Even though the load that the users will be powering is small, but the usage of their stronger leg muscle combined with momentum harvesting will help the users to feel easier while using the machine. Also, having two people means that each of them will only have to spend 10 minutes working on the machine, and hence we are not compromising on the wash quality, as the machine will still run for 20 minutes per wash cycle. This ensures the third sustainable development goal, good health and well-being, is maintained. In essence, if the original Divya prototype claims to halve the washing time from 40 minutes to 20 minutes compared to the manual washing methods, our design will be able to further halve the user's time spent on the laundry to about 10 minutes. It's a 75% reduction to the time spent doing laundry. This time save can allow the users to work on other things that can improve their lives, such as taking care of their children or carrying out productive tasks such as a job or education. This helps to achieve the fifth Sustainable Development Goal of gender equality. The collaborative nature also enables the users to make friends, which we felt is something important in a usage context of a refugee camp, away from refugees' own countries and on a foreign land. Our simplistic design does not only mean that it is easy to manufacture and repair, but it is also downward compatible with the existing Divya prototypes. All we need to do to the current prototype is to drill 4 holes to the rims and it is done. Our design does not need to make big modification to the base, does not have complex moving parts, and it does not add a lot of materials to the current prototype. The collaborative nature of our design does not limit our use case because of the downward compatibility. In the event that there isn't a partner to work together to pedal the machine, users will still be able to install the handles from the old design easily and power with hands, and spread the load evenly to both barrels. The downward compatibility of our design achieved the 12th sustainable goal of responsible consumption and production, as we are reusing the old prototypes and making sure our new design does not render the old one obsolete. So to summarize, our design is simple and intuitive to implement along every stage of the product lifecycle. It is time efficient to save as much as 75% of laundry times compared to hand washing. Easy to implement and sustainable with a downward compatibility. And this is what Team Scentury presents to you. Our design of the Divya manual washing machine. I understand that the time we have to pitch our idea is short, so now we are opening the floor to any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Team Scentury. Super. Thank you for that pitch. Great. So I'm going to come back to our judges now. Judges, have you got any questions? Actually, what you can please do is if you stop sharing and then we can see the judges. There we go. Excellent. Great. Right. So your first question is from Bjoern.
I would like to have one. Yeah, Team Scentury. I do love the simplicity. I have to say that it's basically very, very straightforward in the design. I also like the downwards compatibility and also that there are no tools needed. This is what I understand. I was wondering throughout the presentation though, how do you go about end of life and maybe also end to end of this design? I think the answer lies already in the presentation you gave, but I would like to hear from you. How do you go about that? End of life and end to end.
Sorry, can you define end to end? So sorry.
Take end of life. What do we do at the end of life with your invention?
Okay, so the end of life of our invention is, as you know, it is actually made of wood and also UN approved barrel, as well as the bamboo pole. So it is actually biodegradable materials which you can actually incinerate and also reuse the ashes from the incineration to landfills. That means you can reclaim land using these ashes. So this is probably our consideration for end life.
Mm-hmm.
As for the barrel wise, we can always use it for storage or any other implementation that we uses PVC plastics.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Nav has got a question.
Hey guys, really good pitch. Love the idea. Have you considered maintainability? So something breaks, how would you fix it?
Yeah.
I think the current design is we tried to simplify it such that it's intuitive to maintain without the need for a technician. So maybe the users can repair themselves if needed. If there's like a bolt or screw that comes loose, then definitely they have to call for a technician. But I think in general, the design is simple enough without a need for a very complex maintenance schedule even. Yeah.
Great, lovely. Thanks for that. Mike has got a question, and then Claire. Thank you.
Great presentation, guys. Congratulations. In terms of the install time, how long do you estimate it would take to configure the Divias in the way that you've proposed?
Because we only need to drill in 4 holes at the rim, so probably that will take about 10 minutes to drill if it's not too long. So because the material is wood, so naturally it's actually very easy to go through to put a hole in the rim. So installation wise, we just need to slot in the bamboo pole, and also to bend it will probably take another 10 minutes. So I would say to configure one existing Divia unit would take about 20 to 30 minutes, which I think is quite fast since it's 30 minutes for prolonged use, like down 3 years. The product life is about 3 years.
I'll just add that if we want to do from scratch, right, it actually depends on how we want to manufacture the wooden planks. So for example, if you are using like laser cutting, it depending on the machine size as well, it can take very little time because we just have to pre-program it and put in pieces of wood for them to cut. But if you're doing manual sawing of the wood planks from scratch, then it might take a bit longer, which I think it still should take about half a day at most, which we think is pretty fast.
Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you. Claire, thank you very much.
I was just wondering, so you have changed how the user interacts with the product. So I'm interested just whether you've given any thought to kind of how acceptable that new interaction with the product is and how that will work for across population, so for a variety of different users.
So actually, we made the design consideration that there will be 2 Divia 1 washing machines available at the location. So in that case, we are able to implement our improvisation. So regarding the questions about whether populations are able to accept this implementation, would be that it's actually much simpler than the original idea where you have to use a hand crankshaft and do it vertically. So by using this, we actually just need a bench and the user can sit down and put their legs on the bamboo pole to paddle like how you paddle a bicycle. So it's more like a low ratio position like those Paralympics bicycles. So it's actually more comfortable and it protects your back. So you don't have to sit very straight. So we think that users will love this idea. Yeah, thank you for all the questions.
Great, excellent. And that was perfect timing as it is 5 minutes on the dot. So well done to you, Team Scentury. Thank you very much for your pitch and for answering the judges' questions as well. Now